All right, so what's going on? It is Sunday, August 15th. I am less than 24 hours away from my 1-year anniversary as an entrepreneur in the life coaching field. And I'm super excited about it. I've been doing it in the corporate field for a very long time. So now I get to bring the joys of what I do to people in a really intentional way, or in a way that I see is most befitting. And that's about bringing forth transformation and healing from the inside out, so you can go ahead and be successful in life in accordance with your purpose. And so this live is about hiding from yourself. And I have long thought about this topic because it was something that I've grown through, and I realized that I was hiding from myself. And that one, the realization of that was hard, because it's not like I'm intentionally saying I don't like who I am and I'm moving away from it. It's in the subtle things. I found myself gravitating to something that I noticed someone else was doing. And I was like, well, I can't wear that outfit like they can, or I can't show up at the party and look like they do with the makeup on and all these different things. So then I started to feel like I wasn't good enough as I was. And I wasn't, the thing that I realized as I was on my healing journey is that I didn't even look inward. I saw what was happening around me in the natural world, like in the exterior. I saw other people around me in my environment, and I thought, wow, since I'm not like that, then something must be wrong with me. And that's just kind of where I stayed, until I started to really get intentional about understanding who I was supposed to be, what my purpose was, and how all of the experiences that I've had in life amounted to where I am today. I really got into this space where I took my faith a lot more seriously. For some years growing up, I grew up in the church for a little bit, and then I moved away from that for a number of reasons. I felt judged. The main reason was because I felt heavily judged. And it's just like, well, damn it, listen, I'm feeling judged on the streets. I'm feeling judged in the church. I ain't got time for all this. I'm going to just go and be with my insecurities on my own. And so I moved away from the church, and in moving away from the church, because my faith wasn't strong enough, a lot of stuff started to fall on my shoulders for me to figure it out. And when I realized that me trying to figure it out meant that I was looking to other people and other things to try to figure out, well, maybe I can try a little bit of what she's doing, or maybe I can speak a little bit like I hear him speaking. That's when I started to really fall further and further away from my purpose. And this is this is what I mean when I'm talking about hiding from yourself. When you are not asking yourself what it is that you want, what it is that you desire, what it is that you like, and asking yourself the why questions. Why is so big? Why is one of my favorite questions? And it's because it places understanding. And if you understand something, then you know what the root of it is. And the root is our baseline for success in anything. If you know your why and you stay focused on that, it's kind of like the eye on the prize concept. And so it's the same thing with ourselves. Understanding why we like particular things, why we do particular things, is going to be so key to really uncovering who you are. Now, here's the deal though. Because we have been influenced by so many different things around us, it can be a little bit difficult for you to understand what your real why is. And so that takes uncovering. You have to unlayer some of the things that you've done over the years to help keep you going. Let me see if I can give you an example of that. So this is a recent one. I'll talk about me starting my business last year. When I first launched, I knew coaching, and coaching was a thing that I was really good at. What I didn't know, and I was too ashamed to admit, was that I don't know marketing. I don't like selling things. I just don't like that stuff. And yet I refused, because I'm like, okay, I'm a business owner. I'm never going to put that out in the streets to anybody, right? I refused to be honest with myself. And so I made a hell of a lot of mistakes. And my earlier videos, I wouldn't make a video coming on without makeup. And I didn't make a video where I didn't feel like everything was perfect. And when I look back at those videos, I'm like, ooh, I'm not quite sure who that is talking. And it's sad, because the content of what I was saying was good, but I also felt like it was overshadowed because I was sitting in a space of discomfort, trying to keep up and trying to maintain a particular appearance that I thought I had to. And so instead of me focusing on what I needed to say and get across, I was focused on how I looked. And a life coach focusing on how you look when you're talking about self-acceptance, come on now. And I realized that in that moment, I had to check myself really quick, and that this was a gift for me to say, here's a self-assessment moment. Here is a moment where I can really ask myself the why am I doing this question. And when I asked myself why, it led to because I thought that this is what other people would want to see, or because this is what I thought would be popular or get attention. Chasing likes. This is what I thought would get me some likes. And then I had to ask myself, why do I care about this? And it became a thing where I started to realize, well, I thought that likes equaled money. It doesn't. There is a purity about us that attract what is meant for us to us. And when we are hiding that pure self from the world, we struggle, because that's not who you're supposed to be. That's not your lane. And I was operating in a space that wasn't mine. And so I wasn't doing good. And it was a hard one to say, because it was attached to, my business is about, I need to make money in order to thrive. However, I also don't want to sell myself out for $1. And so I had to stop hiding behind what I thought was going to get a certain amount of attention, and just go right back into who I knew myself to be. When I share with people that this healing journey is hard and that it is never ending, I mean it. And yet I don't say it to scare people. What I say it as is a heads up, because when things start to get real and you start to realize the impacts that you've had on your own life and the ways that you have hindered your own progress, it can cause you to want to retreat. And in those moments, you are closer to your breakthrough than you've ever been. So please do not retreat. Push through, push through, push through, push through. Because on the other side of that are amazing lessons. And when you learn those lessons and apply them, you experience a freedom. You experience a freedom like you have never felt before. Because you are untied to expectations of others. You are untied to what you see around you. You are untied to all of the things that you thought you needed to do to keep people happy, and you move closer to your intended purpose. And so stay the course through the challenges. Don't hide behind what you think you should be doing. Go inward and continue to ask yourself those why questions. Explore the answers. Allow yourself to sit with the discomfort that may come from some of the answers, and then allow yourself to be propelled forward when solutions start to come. Because everything is not a breakdown of who you are in the negative. It's just removing what doesn't belong on your path, clearing out the way to allow you to experience who you are on a whole different level. I hope that this share helped to inspire you in some way to come out from the expectations of others and to really start to seek what is best for you. For me, faith is a huge attributing factor to who I am today. When I realized that me believing in God had nothing to do with my attendance in church and my adherence to what the judgments of people in the church were placing on me, but instead was me finding time to slow down and pray and wait for God to speak to me. When I realized that set a whole different chain reaction off. And now I'm operating out of a space where I have a personal relationship with God that is not compounded by the thoughts and opinions of others. It's a personalized one. And I say this to say that I hope that each of you listening now or that will watch will find your own path, whether that be in your faith of God or your belief in just how the universe operates. I'm a strong believer that there is an opposite for everything. And so I've read up on the 12 universal laws and it makes absolute sense, right? It's how we operate. But when we move away from what's intended for us because we are looking at what someone else has going, we make things harder for ourselves than what we need to. So stop hiding from yourself. Get back to who you are, or find out who you are by sitting still and asking yourself, why am I doing this? What do I like? What don't I like? What is it that I want? And wait for the answers to come. Once you get an answer, ask yourself why. If that why has you feeling free and content, there you go. If it has you feeling a little stuck and questioning, something's not quite right. Our internal system is designed to keep us on track when we check in with it. And so I am going to end this live here because I feel like if I keep going, it's just going to never stop. I can talk about this whole idea of not hiding from yourself forever, and it balloons out into so many other topics that I could expand upon. So what I'm going to ask of you guys to do is to share in the comments or send me a question and let me know how this resonated for you and what you're experiencing. What are some of the challenges or successes that you're having? I would love to hear from you. And also, when you comment, other people are reading it. I know I go through the comments of other people's pages and I'm inspired as well. And one thing that I am definitely about is inspiring others. This is exactly why I started my business, to give people hope in who they are and how successful they can be. So your sharing is going to do that for someone else. We really, really never know who we touch. So share the video, share a comment, ask a question. In the meantime, y'all, never ever stop growing. And I'll be seeing y'all soon. Bye.